Good evening. Buenas noches. My name is Elizabeth Munoz, and I am chair for Museo de las Américas. Welcome to our virtual opening of La Nueva Cara. First of all, I want to take the time to thank all of our staff, the artists, and everyone that was involved to make this a reality today. Especially today, we want to thank all of our sponsors. For example, Colorado Creative Industries, National Endowment for the Arts, Alpine Bank, First Bank, virtual programming sponsor AARP, Picture Woods Ltd, Ted Egelman, Patricia Varela Rivera, Cecilia Broder, and last but not least, Eduardo Ortega. So again, we want to thank all of those sponsors and everybody who made this a reality today. Please come and visit Museo when you can. Thank you y buenas noches.
Thank you to Elizabeth Munoz for our welcoming tonight. And my name is Claudia Moran, and I'm the Executive Director for Museo de las Américas. Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome to all of you. Queridos amigos, amigas, dear friends, for me, it's an honor to present tonight La Nueva Cara, the new face, in combination, in alignment with the month of photography in Denver. For Museo de las Américas, it has been a tremendous, amazing experience to have this exhibition, La Nueva Cara, for the month of photography. I want to thank you to our curators for this show, Judy Miranda and Jude Sanchez. Both have an amazing experience, and they did an outstanding work with this exhibition. You may know, but every exhibition is a huge project, a huge endeavor that requires hours of work and dedication. But most important is the passion behind it. When they first came to my office and said, Claudia, we have a project, and this is a project that we would like to have here at Museo, I remember just by listening to them, I got excited. I got really excited about how they presented, how they were talking about the ideas they had. And then we became a great collaborators. Museo is hosting this exhibition. They are the curators of the show. Thank you to Judy and Jude. I also want to say that for me, this show, it is a unique show in many ways and in many senses. For me, the show has a combination of voices, has a combination of individuals, and all of those conversations are important. Remember, it's been a while since we are gathering. It's been a while since we are getting together. And I will say that this show is an inspiration, it's a motivation for those conversations. We get inspired by those photographs, and we really want to have a conversation after we have the opportunity to see them. Not only that, it is an opportunity to have everyone sitting on the same table. All the voices have equal participation to express, to discuss, to engage in many different ways and in many different levels. That's what we need right now. All the conversations and all the people sitting on the table to be able to communicate what we need to communicate. I also want to thank you to our sponsors, donors, members, but most important to our community, because we are producing a show like this for you. We hope you can come and enjoy the show. Everything we do at Museo is for you. And I hope you have the opportunity to come and enjoy the show here at Museo. I have a special thank you to the Board of Trustees, to the staff of Museo Las Americas, to the volunteers that are here tonight, helping us and supporting us. And it's super important to say that none of this would be possible without you, the artists of the show, the photographers of the show. Thank you, and a special thanks to all of you. You are creating really incredible and unique pieces for the show. I also want to mention that Judy and Jude spent numerous number of hours here at Museo to put up the show. And I also want to recognize their hard work and dedication for that. Thank you so much, Judy and Jude, for all the work, and the community for being here tonight with us, celebrating the opening of La Nueva Cara. We will love to see you here in the next days. Thank you so much. Now, let me introduce to Jude Sanchez to talk about the show and to let us know what it's about. Thank you.
Welcome, bienvenidos to the Museo de las Americas. It is in the heart of Denver's Santa Fe Art District. And we are so excited to be part of this show in the way of being the curators of it. I can't say enough to all the incredible photographers and participants that decided to be a part of this incredible body of work. We came upon this idea of doing La Nueva Cara show way before the pandemic took place. And ironically, the title speaks to exactly where we are. We are entering a new phase, and we are hopefully, I know we are going to endure this, but one of the ways that I feel we have the ability to endure many things is through art. We need it in our souls, we need it in our bodies, we need it in our lives. And this show is a reflection of just that. We had a community of eclectic, collective photographers with many backgrounds come together and join La Nueva Cara as a way to express what their feelings are and what they were going through during the pandemic, as well as showing their professionalism and their talent of all their incredible work. So thank you all to the wonderful diversity of photographers that are showcasing here. I do want to talk a little bit about what's behind me. We also wanted to feature an array of master and famous photographers as a way to showcase what inspires us. I think every artist has mentors and heroes and people that they've studied over the course of their lives that bring them inspiration. And so we had a very rare opportunity to borrow a collection from a private collector and showcase some incredible photography that you see behind me. Just to mention a few, there's Imogen Cunningham, who does incredible portraits of all kinds of people, which is, of course, right behind me, and is got Frida, you know, just radiating. And she's known primarily for doing portraiture work and a lot of flora and fauna. And a few of the other photographers, another one behind me to the right of me here is Dorothea Lange, who of course is well known for doing this image of Migrant Mother.
which is an iconic image that I'm sure a lot of you will recognize once you come in and see it. She was a person who worked with the she was a documentary photographer and worked with the Depression era, during the Depression era, with the Farm Security Administration. And one of the things that I've always enjoyed about Dorothea is that she's got an artistic gift of creating imagery that retains emotional vitality with her subject matters, which is part of what makes a lot of the work very compelling. Another photographer that I want to mention is Jerry Ullsman. He does a lot of what is called photo montage, which is working with multiple images, multiple negatives, multiple enlargers, and a lot of painstaking work that is done in the darkroom. He is now doing work through Photoshop and the digital era, but it is still difficult to do that. And we just are so excited to be featuring so many other incredible photographers. And I want to end by mentioning our own Denver master photographer by the name of Hal Gould, who was an advocate for fine art photography for so many years of his personal career, as well as during the time that he owned the beloved Camera Obscura Gallery. So he's somebody that inspired me. And what I'm hoping from this show is that whether you're an artist, a photographer, or just somebody who wants to come in and enjoy the show, that you too will find inspiration in this incredible, powerful diversity of work. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to my co-curator and dear friend, Judy Miranda, who's going to talk a little bit more about some of the other wonderful pieces in the show.
Hi, I'm Judy. I'm going to show you the section on contemporary photographers. And I'd like to point out a couple of, I think, that are unique to this show. And this woman here, her name is Susan Goldstein. She does photographs. What she does is she collects old photographs at the secondhand store and then puts found objects over them and rephotographs them. So I encourage you to look at her work to see that, you know. And then I'm going to go over here to a woman's images, and her name is Loretta, and she's actually a student. Do talk about Jerry Ullsman, who actually did it in the darkroom with the negatives. She's actually one of his students. So now it's the student and the mentor in the same show together. And definitely you can see the influence of her work. And basically what Loretta's work is about, she said that her work is about sleepwalking. It's about, they haven't been able to get out for a year. They're not, everything's changed. Things are distorted. So she has a lot of images that are several negatives, but more in the digital realm than the darkroom realm. So this is Loretta's work. These are incredible stuff. So I want to take you now over here to, this is the best of show. And this woman did some work. She did some incredible work. And her name is Gabby. And her work is about the Latino machismo. I don't know how to convert that in English, but being macho. I think everybody knows what that is. So her work, it's about, she's got sheets, pillowcases, bed things, and this series that she's doing is called her Aguanta series. And I asked her when I was talking to her on the telephone, tell me how I translate that in English. And so what she said is that I wasn't born to put up with any crap. She said something else, but we'll just say crap for right now. So in her series here, it's really beautiful. She's got women, young women, and she said she grew up in a household that was, the father was a strong image, the brothers were a strong image, and then she got the brunt of everything. So she wanted to say, ya basta, it's over. I don't have to do this anymore. So she opened her blouse and showed her Wonder Woman t-shirt, and she's doing all these series on feminine things, like pillowcases, like sheets. And I encourage you to come look close, come look to her series. And she's using younger women. It's also teaching younger women about, we don't have to go through that anymore. We want respect. We want to do things, you know, our way. And it's okay, even if it's not your way, it's our way. It's our feminine way. So that's Gabby's work. Over here, we have a section of veterans photographers. So male, female photographers that have been through different wars, Gulf War, Vietnam, and other wars. So this woman here, Sebastião Williams, she did some incredible portraiture, you know, and all of these women have been in the service. So she photographed her own women in the war. And what Sebastião said to me, she said, all these women have been shut down now because of COVID. And she's trying to encourage them to get out and talk about their experiences. A lot of them suffer from PTSD and things like that. So if you get a chance to come close, read her titles. Her titles have a lot to say. And she's got some really, really powerful images here about women and war. And over here on this one, this is how Ted Engelman's work. And he's a Vietnam veteran. He served a couple of terms, I don't know the right word, but a couple of times in the military. And he's had a lot of issues with coming to terms with his PTSD. So for him, with Ted's work, it was, he wanted to go back to Nam, where he was, and show how it's healed. He has a series, it's called One Soldier's Heart, and he's been returning to Vietnam for the last 30 years. He has people that helped him in the service, families that he has met there, and he's now photographed the family, the mom, the dad, the kids through that. So he's done 30 years, but he's also got some powerful statements in here about the ravages of the war, you know. And one real simple one I think I want to say is that sometimes, like in this photograph, he's missing a few fingers from an IED that he's in. And so he said that the children with these deformities, the only life they have in Vietnam is to sell candies or to sell things, and they're to the tourists, and they make postcards and stuff like that. But they look out for each other's safety. So these are called best friends. So one has a deformed hand, and he's watching his buddy because there's nothing wrong with his buddy, but they form coalitions together. And the nicest thing is that when you read some of the other things too, what's happened, and out of one of these, he said, Ted said that out of 28,000 soldiers that were in Vietnam, only 500 came back to try and find their kids. So I think that's a heck of a statement. You know, out of 28,000, 500 read their stories. It's very powerful. And I'm going to take you over here to this section, and there's two photographers I want to introduce you to. And this is Ron Cooper, and Ron Cooper does some stunning portraiture. He goes, and what Ron had said to me, he said that, my portraiture is rooted in people and their humanity. So if you get a chance to look up close, if you're a photographer, you know this, but if you're just like a non-artist and just looking at visuals, if you look at his images, everybody is looking dead at the photographer. Everybody is looking. And so you could tell the photographer has a relationship or has established a relationship with the one he's photographing. Okay, and over here, on this one, this is Tony Ortega's work, and Tony Ortega does a lot of digital photography. He's also a professor at Regis, so he's local too. So, and this work is digital, and this right here is solar printing. So solar printing is different. It's where you're actually exposing a negative to a light sensitive plate and then printing it. So that's the most impressive part is that, remember, if you have a cloudy day, and we have many of those in Colorado, you know, you get what you get. But he's got some incredible things, and then he writes on them. So his stories are in his writings. So I want to turn you over to Claudia.
Hola a todos. Estoy de regreso. Welcome everyone. I'm here. I'm back. And you testified the conversation that Judy was having about the show. I will highly recommend you to come and see the show and experience this outstanding exhibition. Thank you, Judy, Miranda, and Jude Sanchez for all the work you have put into this show, the inspiration, the passion behind that. I also want to invite you to come to Museo to see this exhibition. We have time ticketing. We are estimating this time during this process that we are getting back to have shows and in person with time ticketing. I'll invite you to come to Museo. We have all safety guidelines and protocols for you to feel comfortable for being in a safe space. Also, I want to invite you to our next event, that is Conectarte. In this event, we'll have Judy and Jude and some of the artists have a conversation about the show. Very interesting. Please visit museo.org for your tickets, for your Zoom links, because these events will be virtual and with limited capacity for in-person attendance. Thank you all so much. And other than that, I would like to come to support Museo Las Americas to become a member. But more than anything, don't miss the show. It is a unique opportunity for you to come and experience this outstanding exhibition. La Nueva Cara, the new face. And again, thank you to our virtual program sponsor, AARP. Gracias a todos y hasta la próxima. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.